The daily struggles of an alcoholic. It will catch up with you no matter what you drink, if you drink regularly and you drink too much. So I couldn't control it. A lot of people on this channel can't control it. That's why we help each other here. A typical day would be to wake up in a bit of a stupor with sometimes my clothes on, so I just laid on top of the bed. Every day was the same, you see. Every day it was the same. Struggle to get out of bed, struggle to go to the loo, there's a can of beer next to my bed, and then I start feeling really nauseous every day. But I hadn't had much to eat. I didn't eat much at all. So I'd go in the bathroom, I'd just be sick in the sink. Couldn't bend down to the toilet. I was so weak and I was just in pain all the time. Constant pain, your body's in constant pain when you're an alcoholic. Coughing up this bile, but I'd retch and it was so sore in my throat. I just thought, I can't cope with this, but I had to do it every day to get rid of the bile in my stomach, you see. Obviously the liver isn't working properly. So I do that and I think, well, I feel so bad. It's not just a hangover, this is illness. This is serious illness. When you get to the stage 4 of what I would call alcoholism then, because you've got 1, 2, 3, when you build up to it, and then when you're stage 4, you can't get back. And then I would think, well, I must have a drink to try and make me feel at least that I exist somewhere, because you feel very detached, lightheaded, poorly, nothing's right, worried, stressed, anxious. So I'd try and get some beer down me. I had some lemonade and some lime, trying to mix a little bit of that. Normally I would have a little bit of drink. I didn't used to put it in the fridge because it's too cold. When you're alcoholic, you want something a little bit sort of lukewarm, really, just get a first drink down you. And invariably I'd have a couple of sips and I'd be sick again. Basically be sick in the kitchen sink then, because it was nearer. I wasn't feeling sick, it was just my body would reject it, if that makes sense. Be sick again and again and again. Eventually I'd just sit on the edge of the bed, which was then broken, no TV, no hot water, no heating. And I'd just try and force this drink down my throat. Try and force it without being sick. Now, you get to the point where you think it's not even an existence. And it's complete torture. So when you got the first can down you start to feel, well, at least I'm not going to die today. Because that's what it feels like, you know. Maybe I'm going to die today. You're frightened to go to sleep. That's why I think you just drink yourself into oblivion and your body just gives up and you just fall asleep. But you don't sleep properly. So for months, even years, I never slept properly. Didn't eat properly. So I'd get at least 1 or 2 cans down me, and then by this time, maybe 2 o'clock, I never had no recollection of the time. It was 24 hours, wasn't it? But I used to make sure I could get my supplies or get to the pub at some point. I just sit, what we're going to do today, the same as I did yesterday, the same we're going to do tomorrow. Every day is the same. You just get a phone call, my parents, make sure it's still there. My daughter would ring or text me. She was in Manchester, she had her own life, still has. But we're very close now, again, which is great. And nobody really called me other than my family. Didn't have any visitors. I didn't want anybody to come see me. The flat was in such disrepair that the bathroom floor collapsed. I had no TV, a little radio and an iPad with about 3 songs on it, and that was it. I couldn't bother to let anybody in the flat to get anything fixed. I had a stash of booze in the cupboard, and my whole life was just revolved. It didn't revolve around anything, to be fair. I had no future. What was I? A mess. I'd gone from a very confident young police officer in central London to this complete and utter mess. I couldn't even be bothered to wash myself. I only had cold water, but it would have been a start, wouldn't it? Didn't brush my teeth. Didn't do anything. It was a total and utter tramp. I don't mean that any disrespect to tramps, but I just looked a mess. I was a mess. I was frightened of people. Frightened to see neighbours. Frightened to see people walking by. I became paranoid. You know, who's watching me? Are they going to watch me go into the shop? Will the shop assistant talk to me? Will they serve me? If they don't serve me, what's going to happen? Can I get money out of the cash man? I'll be like this. I'll put a card in my jacket. I'll be like this. Making sure I've got a card. I've got a card and I'd lose it. Oh, have I lost it? You know, all this sort of Karen. Of course I hadn't lost it. It was in my pocket. I was very nervous. Became like a nervous wreck. This is all tied up with the booze. It's mind altering, and it makes you very anxious, very worried about things. When you're paranoid, you can't do anything. So I'd sit and struggle through till about 4 or 5 o'clock, feeling absolutely dreadful. And then I managed to I had a plan obviously every day to make sure to get a taxi to the pub. I wanted to see some sort of human life, if that makes sense, rather than just staring out the window. I managed to get a taxi, and the guys knew me, the local taxi firm, everyone knew me. And, there's more or less helped me into the taxi. I was only mid-50s then, crazy. As if I was 90. My mother's 93, which looks fitter than I did then. I go to the pub. Somebody would get me a seat, even sit down, and they'd even go to the bar for me. I always made sure I had some cash. I used to get one of the lads to go to the cash point. And I also sometimes used to get the lads to fill my rucksack up with beer if I was running a bit low on stock. I had so much beer in stock I could have run a pub from this flat. But I was always worried that I didn't have enough. And then I'd sit there and they'd say, "You feel any better?" Because they knew I had a problem. I've been to the doctors, and I used to tell lies. They said, "Oh, I've been to the doctors. I said, "You haven't been to the doctors, have you? You must go to the doctors." Over time they noticed my stomach was getting larger, and it wasn't a beer belly. It became solid, like that. You could tap it like that. And I learned later that was a ascites fluid that built up. I didn't know at the time, I just thought I've got a big stomach. When you're in active addiction, you don't look after yourself at all. So even if you've got other complications, you've hurt your leg, you've done something, I badly burnt my foot once with some pasta sauce. I tried to make a meal. Blistered terribly. I should have gone to hospital, but I didn't. I managed to do it myself. It's still not fixed really, years later. You know other signs or other accidents that you have. I used to fall over, cut my head open. I just managed to try and bandage it somehow, or I was relying on other people to do things for me all the time. So you neglect your health when you're in active addiction, because getting that next drink, trying to feel normal, is the only thing you want to do. You don't bother if your foot's hanging off. So other parts of your body and your mental health then suffer as well. It's a bit of a cumulative effect, really. So in the pub, I'd try and, make polite conversation. I didn't like weekends, it was too crowded. I wasn't sure I'd get a taxi home. And then eventually I'd get home, whatever time. I used to get a taxi driver to help me into the main foyer. Then I'd sort of pad my way along the wall like that to get into the flat. Get the key out, shaking still. Get the key in and just more or less fall in the door. And thank God I'm safe now. I'm safe to what though? I had one light bulb in the flat. None of the other ones could be changed because I couldn't get on the ladder. Didn't want to get anything repaired. And I had to come in and think, well, 12 o'clock now, what am I going to do all night? The same I did last night. The same I'd done for months and months and months. Nothing. Listen to some radio. Try and pick at some crisps or nuts or something. I lost so much weight. Now, it's not a glamorous alcohol, is it? They might look at it when you see people on TV with gin and tonics and pints and all this sort of thing, but it really is a killer. It's poison, isn't it? So the night would just drag on and on and on. I'd sit just on the edge of the bed. I wouldn't lie down. I wouldn't sit in the settee. In the end, I had rats running around. When I'd gone to bed, you could actually hear them scurrying about. I actually felt, the worst time of my life, I think, was when I was in bed. I couldn't move because of pain and because my stomach was so large that a rat walked across the bed and I could feel it. What's all that about? Come on. I'm thinking I'm an intelligent guy. I thought I was intelligent. And I had all this going on around me. And then the night would just be just waiting for the morning. And the morning never came because I was in a stupor and I'd go back to sleep again. So it was 24 hours of just trying to be alive. And you do wake up sometimes and you think, am I still alive? I didn't know sometimes whether it was 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. And I used to panic sometimes. Oh goodness, I must get the pub, and I must get the supplies. I don't know why I had this compulsion to go to the pub. I think it was because I wanted to be part of society. I didn't want to be completely alone, even though I only went for a couple of hours. So every day is the same. The daily struggles are the same every day. You're sick. You try and get a drink down you. You try and focus on something, but you can't. You just drink more and more and more. You try and get something to eat, then you're sick again. You've got constant diarrhea. You feel awful. I don't want to talk about that subject really, but it completely shuts down your system. You're not getting any exercise. You become malnourished. Anxiety is so bad. paranoia, the heartache, just your whole body aches all the time. You don't have a wash, you don't clean your teeth, and everything breaks down. Your skin looks horrendous. Your eyes look, not in my case, but in some cases people go yellow because they're jaundice. You can't open your eyes, you're so tired. You haven't had a proper shower for months and months and months. And it's just like living on the street, really. Problem was inside. Not a lot of difference. The only difference that I had, any saving grace I had, was I had some money coming in so I could pay my bills. The rest of the money I had was just going on taxis and booze and wasted money. So if you're watching this, for goodness sake, try and get some help. Now, I did a little video earlier. There are 5,500 subscribers here. A lot of them are a lot brighter than me. A lot of them are a lot more knowledgeable and older and wiser than me, and have loads of experience on here. Don't just comment on mine. Get in touch with them. Everyone's on here is willing to help you. And if you need anything at all, please get on the comment section, find out who's knowledgeable, and become involved. That's what I want to do. I want to get people involved. I want people to help each other, because together we can save lives. I can't do it myself. I need your help. With that, I'll leave you to it, and please subscribe, comment if you wish, and I'll speak to you all soon.